The Russia collusion hoax against President Trump remains the single greatest hoax and the greatest assault on our democracy in the history of this country. There's no comparison, there's no parallel to anything else. It was a coup. And I'm using that term literally. It was a coup to overthrow a democratically elected government, a coup carried out by the intelligence apparatus of this country, by the deep state, by Hillary Clinton and the Democrat Party. The new information that has been revealed by the Director of National Intelligence and by the FBI eliminates any scintilla of doubt about the intention, the premeditation, the planning and orchestration of this conspiracy. It meets all of the criminal elements of a seditious conspiracy against the United States. It meets the criminal elements of an insurrection. It meets the criminal elements of a conspiracy against the government and the criminal elements of a conspiracy to deprive citizens of their civil rights under color of law. One egregious felony after another. And because it is a conspiracy, as demonstrated by the forethought of realizing and documenting that they understood that this was fake from the beginning, meeting the mens rea standard in law. Because of that, because it is a conspiracy, every single individual actor is now part of that conspiracy. So that includes Brennan and Clapper and Comey and Hillary and Schiff and everybody else who knowingly and willfully perpetrated this plot, this coup, this conspiracy, this scheme against President Trump and the government of the United States. And now is the time and the hour and the moment for accountability so that we can reclaim this democracy.
Stephen, I love the way you said that. And I think I can speak for everybody who's watching and most Americans who love this country and who put their foot down on November 5th, 2024, when I say, yeah, accountability, long overdue. We want to see some action. And you have ample evidence here. I did a full, complete breakdown of everything that Tulsi Gabbard released, as well as CIA Director Ratcliffe. And now you've got Kash Patel and Dan Bongino putting their entire reputation on the line. I'm going to share with you these definitive, triumphant statements that they both made recently. And I also did a little bit of digging, and I think I'm going to share with you a video that I think may reveal why Dan Bongino posted, about a week ago that what he's seen. Maybe some of you don't know about this, but he posted about a week ago. I know he's a little bit dramatic. I'm going to say it. I know a lot of you guys hate me for kind of saying this, but I do think that Bongino's a little bit tad of a drama queen, just a scotch. I'm not judging him, whatever. You can call me whatever you want. Deputy Director Bongino posted not that long ago that what he has seen since taking this job, this position in this administration, is stuff that he can never forget, that his eyes can never forget what he's seen. And he also said, quote, it's shaken him or shook him to his core. I found a video that I think may be very telling and might even reveal why Dan Bongino said that. So stick around for that. You don't want to miss that. Okay, so as the great Stephen Miller articulated so well, there's no doubt that there was a complete hoax architected by Obama and Hillary Clinton, and it was something that the American public had to go through for nearly 10 years. There's no doubt. In my mind, I said it in my stream, acts of total and complete sedition, and we need accountability. FBI Director Kash Patel just posted this in 2017/18. I proved the Steele dossier was fictitious intelligence weaponized by corrupt FBI officials to deceive a federal judge and unlawfully spy on the presidential candidate Trump's campaign, all paid for by his opponent. The media called me a liar. Well, guess what? Now I'm the FBI director. We just uncovered burn bags / room filled with hidden Russiagate files, including the Durham Annex, and declassified them. Once again, I released the prior FBI's own documents and exposed the truth. The same media is calling me a liar again. Maybe this FBI will release more docs directly from FBI HQ so we can see who is lying. Wouldn't want to deprive the fake news of more bogus Pulitzers. And then, and he posts 3 U.S. American flag emojis. What do you think that could entail? What does he mean by that? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So, I mean, these are pretty defiant words. Burn bags / room filled with hidden Russiagate files is pretty alarming, to say the very least. Is this damage control for the Epstein files? Is this honest and truthful? Depends on how you view and perceive FBI Director Kash Patel. I, for one, I'm really getting sick and tired of reveals. Don't get me wrong. I definitely want them to keep investigating and keep uncovering the truth. But I think there needs to be some kind of a parallel uncovering definitive, fraud, definitive criminal actions matched and met with congruently some type of action, whether it be a charge, an actual charge, or we see some kind of subpoena or somebody in handcuffs. That would be preferred. I need to see some action. Am I alone in that? Let me know in the comments down below. And then Dan Bongino responds to an LA Times. This was an LA Times article that came out that said that these Clinton plan emails were likely made by Russian spies. And so basically the media is just trying to, completely play defense right now. And they're trying to come up with their own concoctions to combat this groundbreaking, earth-shattering truth that all of the Russia collusion. First of all, what happened to Mueller? If there was Russia collusion, they would have completely charged President Trump. They would have done. They would have brought it up again. I know they brought it up in the media, but they would have done something more concretely during the 2024 election. They couldn't. They wouldn't. They shouldn't, because there was nothing, right? And so this New York Times article claimed that all of this stuff is just a hoax, essentially, right? And then you have Sean Davis from The Federalist who posted this. That's not what it shows at all. The New York Times is straight up lying. Everyone on earth knows the Clinton campaign launched a scheme to falsely claim that Trump colluded with Russia. This new claim that somehow it was a fabrication, that the Clinton campaign ran an op to falsely tie Trump to Russia, is beyond insane. It's sociopathic. He also lays out this sort of 4-step, 5-step plan that Bongino responds to. The Durham Annex never states that all the specific intelligence was fabricated. It says the opposite, that his office was never able to determine definitively whether the purported Clinton campaign plan was entirely genuine, partially true, a composite pulled from multiple sources. At the time the intel, which Ben Smith says was fake, was received, John Brennan took it so seriously that he briefed Obama about it, took notes about it, and stashed the notes away in his safe. Comey specifically went under oath and cited the Clinton plan intelligence as one of the major reasons he chose to unilaterally usurp the authority of Loretta Lynch and to declare the U.S. government would not charge Hillary Clinton for her use of an illegal private email server. Comey told Congress that he believed the Clinton plan intelligence was, quote, genuine, end quote. So far as I knew at the time, and still think, Comey testified on December 7, 2018, the material itself was genuine. FBI General Counsel James Baker said he was, quote, greatly concerned, end quote, about the intel and specifically Lynch's reaction when confronted with it. Durham's report said Baker, quote, did not dismiss the credibility, end quote, of the intel reports. Andrew McCabe likewise said he was struck by Lynch's, quote, odd, end quote, reaction to the allegations. And so this is Bongino's response. It's sad, he says. This is official from his official FBI Deputy Director X account. It's sad that we have to constantly go through this exercise with media figures obsessed with false narratives. Sean is correct as he lays out the fact pattern about the attempted takedown of President Trump. I strongly, he says in capital letters, caution you against accepting media-driven narratives about the collusion hoax, given their roles in promoting the hoax in the first place, and the discovery of new information since the director and I took over. The reason this is heavy, and I think the reason why Bongino and Patel's reputations are on the line, and for that matter, really Pam Bondi, is the fact that they botched the Epstein files release so badly. Their media tour, their interviews, the binders, the phase one, the I have it on my desk, the I'm going to release everything tomorrow, to President Trump calling it a hoax and then saying it's not a hoax and saying there was a list and there wasn't a list. They botched that so badly that now what they've officially done here, and by the way, you could say that this is a distraction from Epstein. Epstein's not going anywhere. So this isn't a distraction. I think this is Tulsi Gabbard doing an amazing job. And now you've got Patel and Bongino literally staking their entire reputation on the line by posting this and saying, not only is it true, not only is everything that's come out and everything that we've seen 100% undeniably factual, but they're also saying that the media is purporting it and don't trust them. These are high profile. Forget him being a podcaster. Forget Kash Patel, running around on podcasts before he was deputy director. These are high level intelligence officers saying the media lied, saying I've got more, saying don't trust them. And everything that Tulsi Gabbard said was 1,000,000,000% accurate and truthful. And if you want to know what shook and what he keeps talking about, all the stuff that we've discovered and what shook Bongino to the core, listen to this video right here. I want to play this for you, but I want to give it a little bit of context. Sidney Powell is in the video and she's discussing, the 2016 presidential election involving Anthony Weiner's laptop. Okay, so Weiner, who's a former congressman, remember, he's the guy who got caught with all that ridiculous sending his pictures of his you-know-what. He was married to Huma Abedin, who was a close aide to Hillary Clinton. So when the NYPD seized Weiner's laptop, in part of this investigation of the sexting scandals involving young people, the authorities discovered a massive trove of emails. Powell claims 675,000 in total linked to Hillary Clinton. These included emails from her time as Secretary of State, Clinton Foundation business, and messages sent to or from Abedin, who she often acted as a proxy for Clinton, meaning people emailed Abedin to reach Clinton directly. She alleges that these emails reveal serious crimes, including corruption tied to the Clinton Foundation and possibly much worse offenses. She also implies horrific content. She says the material was so disturbing that hardened NYPD investigators who viewed parts of it had to, quote, literally go throw up. Check this out.
675,000 Clinton emails when they got Anthony Weiner's laptop in a search warrant because of all his sex perversion issues. It was all the Clinton emails, the Clinton Foundation, her Secretary of State emails, Huma Abedin's emails. Lots of people emailed Huma as a proxy for Hillary. So one of the things, if I were the president, I'd do is demand the Anthony Weiner laptop and get it to the most trusted person in the military to take apart everything on it and then start using it. There's a lot that can be prosecuted, I have no doubt, on that laptop. In fact, I heard that the New York police officers who saw some of it, even though they're hardened investigators, literally had to go throw up. It's bad.
Well, I believe it 100%. Now, where does this all lead us to? Tulsi Gabbard, President Trump, all the intelligence, the highest people in intelligence, FBI Director Patel, FBI Deputy Director Bongino, everybody, Stephen Miller. It's all out there. There's enough evidence to actually pursue criminal charges. There's enough evidence to put Obama, Hillary Clinton, at the very least, in front of a judge, in front of a congressional committee. No, I take that back. In front of a judge. Just like they put my president in front of a judge in that sham trial in New York by Letitia Big Shame James and Alvin Do Nothing Bragg. I want to see some action. Tulsi Gabbard said, I have sent all the evidence to Pam Bondi. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Pam, the ball is in your court. The American people are waiting, and our patience is wearing thin. By the way, let them know what you think. The DOJ, Caroline Leavitt, the White House, the staff, they all watch this show. Tell them you want to see this stuff. Tell them you want to see action. Tell them you want to see Obama, Hillary, and anybody else involved, Comey, Clapper, at least some of these guys sitting before a judge squirming, itchy, uncomfortable, shedding any, elitist smirk they've ever used towards us and our people and our country and our president. Let them know. As always, I hope to hear from you, and please tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing because it helps us out greatly. All you need to do is tap that thumbs up. You can even do it with your remote. So please do that. Leave a comment. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed anything. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the United States and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.